Hey everybody, so we've decided that we're going to go out, and this is really shaky over here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that, but limited budgets, limited equipment.
Yep.
But we've decided to go exploring today, and we're headed over towards where we live. There's some state trust land, and you can go off-road through there, and we're just going to kind of go explore a little bit today.
Bumpy roads. Man, I'm nervous.
Why?
I don't know, it's just like my second or third time being on the trail.
So I told myself I wasn't going to do another narration-based video, but technology being the way it is, we just were trying some new things that just didn't work out quite right. So narration it is. We kind of got stopped on our first leg of our trip. We were going to take the desert over to Zip Zap, and found out that the mud holes were still there from our rains about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. We had quite a bit of rain that suddenly came up, and it lasted for days. Lots of flash flooding and just crazy winds and just a nightmare. Lost a couple of roof tiles on the home, and it's kind of crazy, but you can see here that I was able to actually test out some of the Highish-Speeds. I can go about 25, something like that, right around there. And you also see the turn radius of the Bronco Sport comes in handy out in the desert. Back in normal mode, 4x4 is turned off, so.
Woo, woo, woo. That was fun. See, how do we go on bumpy roads?
Let's see, how do we get to where we were going to go? So we learned that the GoPro camera just picks up way too much noise on its microphone, as you can tell from that. That was just a gravel road, and it sure does cause a hum in the mic, so that's why the need for all this voiceover. But we did manage to find our way to Zip Zap. It was only about an 8 or 9 mile drive to the beginning of that. So we found our road, and I was a little concerned about the mud there at the beginning, but we managed to make it through a little bit. We did get kind of lost, so not necessarily lost, we just didn't make it onto the trail we thought we were going to make it onto. There's a lot of little sideways, and it's not really clear which way you need to turn. I was trying to use my Onyx and Gaia, but I didn't have any service, and I didn't do the downloads appropriately for the maps, so they weren't very helpful in this case. I'm going to have to learn and play around with that a little bit more. You can see that there was a little bit of mud that pops up, and we just decided to go for it. It didn't look like it was too deep. Now, I had broken the Cardinal rule, and we'd gone out by ourselves. So, didn't think it was a great idea to try anything too dangerous or too off-kilter. I can tell you that at this point my daughter was having a blast. She saw mud flying, and that made her day. So as we got deeper in, we got to these rockier sections and had to take it kind of slow and had to really kind of pick my lines. Well, I wouldn't call it hard off-roading. It was still really easy. I just didn't want to scrape anything off the bottom of the car with any of the larger rocks. And so I did get a little bit of a off camber here and there. And it's a lot rougher than it looks. The camera kind of hides that. Now the GoPro has pretty good leveling, so if you pay close attention to the horizon and to the hood of the car, you'll see just how rough it was. So I definitely wasn't going to go through the middle of these, and whoops, you can see that probably a good idea, because I was just on the edge and it dipped my tire down. So if I would have tried to hit the middle of that without a recovery vehicle around, I might have gotten myself in a little bit of trouble. So I got an opportunity to try some speed on a little bit of a rougher road this time. And she handled just like she was on a road, just like she was on a paved road. It was just a lot louder and a lot bumpier. This is just kind of to show you from the outside what it looked like around there. This is on the way back through that little rocky section. I did get to test out that skid plate in the front. I caught a little bit bigger rock against that and was able to stop before I did any damage, but it was definitely there and helped out great. Also came across some whoop-de-doos that are out there and was able to try that out too. I think I was going probably about 15-20 miles an hour through these, and I was not hitting the bump stops at all. It just glided through. It was actually a lot of fun. And now I get why they like this, why they say mudding is fun. I hope to try out bigger and better ones later, when I got somebody to pull me out if I need it.
This video, if we can get to 100 subscribers, my mom has to hit like and subscribe.